Guys, we'll try to find whoever else we can see up here. I know that we talked to some people up there a short time ago. See who else is up here. Did you guys go to the movie at all tonight? No? Anybody in there that you know? Did you guys have anybody who was in the movie?
No, we didn't, but...
that guy right there. We did?
This dude, he was in front of the theater when it all happened.
Can I talk to you for a second? Were you in the theater at the time?
Not in the theater, I was right out front meeting up with a couple of my friends, and that's when we heard all the crazy stuff start going on.
Well, what did you hear and see?
Well, basically we were out front, and then we were all standing there talking, and then next thing you know, we heard like a boom, like it sounded like almost like a tear gas bomb or a pipe bomb or something go off, and we're like, oh, you know, kind of wondering what the heck went on. And then right after that, just start hearing gunshots going off, like sound like a fully automatic weapon going off, letting go. And then I was talking to one of the dudes that he said it was in Theater 9 where it all actually happened, and he said that a dude just went in there, threw a pipe bomb or something like that, started smoking up the thing. Everybody's kind of wondering, and then right after that is when he started shooting everybody. And then he said he dug down underneath the chairs, and then right away, once he seen that dude like ran out, he kind of peeked his head up. Dude loaded in another one, and then he just started letting off again on everybody.
You were saying about those gunshots. How many gunshots did you personally hear?
Quite a bit. I couldn't even tell you. It sounded like a fully automatic weapon. So yeah, it was more than, I'd say 50, 60. There's a lot of gunshots.
What did you do at that point?
Me, I took off running. Once I see all them people start coming out of that building, I was like, I'm out of here. Came out of here, and that's when we seen all the cops start pulling up, and they were telling us, you guys need to get out of the area, you guys need to find cover, we're not sure where this guy is. They're saying that he had a gas mask on, he had full armor and all that stuff, so I was just worried about getting out of there. So
curious to know, when they say a person has a gas mask on, the person's dressed up in a costume. Clearly a lot of folks were out here dressed up in a costume. How many people were you looking at like that?
Mainly I'm not even sure. I was just trying to mainly get out of there. That was my main issue.
So when everybody ran out of that theater, was it everybody all at once? What was that like?
Well, it was kind of people here and there. I think each theater, once they kind of figured out what was going on, everybody started kind of running out. You know, they were all finding exits on the side, coming out of the side, coming out of the front, finding all kinds of people to look at. So I was there. I was like, damn, man, wasn't expecting nothing like that to happen.
How long did the gunfire go on for from when you heard it, from start to finish?
Went on a good 20 minutes. It was going on for quite a while. It sounded like it went, then it kind of stopped for a little bit, and then started back up again. And then it was just kind of like in progression, you know what I mean?
We heard a lot about the horror from people who were around there.
Yeah.
Did you hear screaming, crying?
Yeah. People were coming out of there screaming. Looked like some of the people were bleeding from some impact from something. So,
well, can you talk to us about that? Because we heard a lot of people say that they saw people who had blood covering not only their face, their arms, and everything.
Oh yeah, everything. People were coming out, they had shirts covered in blood. They were coming out, laying out on the front of the building, like laying out on the sidewalk and stuff. They're saying that they had people inside the bathrooms. So it was, and my main thing, I was trying to get out of there. I was trying to get out of the area. As soon as I heard that explosion, I kind of was shocked, and then that's when I heard the gunshots, and I was like, oh shit, I'm out of here. So,
without swearing, can you tell us, please, exactly just a little bit more about the scene and the people coming out there? We had ambulances coming up. Did you see ambulances take people away? Were they pulling people inside the ambulance? What happened?
When I was there, the ambulances weren't even there yet. They were still actually on their way, kind of pulling up and stuff. And that's when the cops were kind of having everybody in the front of the building start clearing out, start getting back, because they weren't sure if there was a bomb or what was going on. They weren't sure if a guy went and set bombs in cars. They had a whole bunch of people lined up in front, getting them ready for the medics, because they were all bleeding and all that. So,
with everything that's gone on here tonight, and I know obviously it shook you up, why would you stay out here? Why did you decide to stay?
Well, main thing I was over here, I was trying to stay by the cops, because for one, safety, I didn't want to get shot, because they weren't sure if dude was still on the loose or what was going on. So I stayed over there. And then I had a couple cops photograph me and stuff like that, asking me where I was, taking down information, certain things like that. So that was just my main thing. I was just trying to get out of there.
Well, I'm glad that you're safe tonight. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah, no problem.
Now, I want to toss over to my colleague, 9 News reporter Matt Fleener, who is with the mother of somebody who was involved in this, was somewhere around the theater. Matt, what can you tell us?
Hi there, Kevin.